Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1259.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about how much money you need to retire. Because recently there was a study done and it said people really don't have a good handle on what it will take to retire. Now, part of that is because I think as financial professionals, we have not done a good job of simplifying the calculation. There's all these calculations about X amount times your income. You know, at this age, you should have so much times your income, and at that age, you should have X amount your income. That's not really what's relevant, in my opinion, and I'll share with you a really simple way to calculate how much you're going to need for retirement. But first, let's just review what's going on in people's minds about retirement, because frankly, it was a bit shocking to me. Fully 25% of people don't have any idea how much it's going to take for them to retire. And that's scary, because how can you work toward a goal that you don't even know what it is? So we have to quantify the number so you at least know what you're shooting for. After the 25% who said they didn't know how much in savings they need to comfortably retire, the rest was all over the board. The next highest answer was 13% of people said they thought they needed between $1 and $2 million, which is quite a huge spread, but that was the next largest group. Then, after that group, it was tied at 10% said they needed less than $150,000, and another 10% said they thought they needed $750,000 to $1 million. The next largest groups were tied at 8%, and that was the group that said they needed between $250,000 and $500,000, and the group that said they needed between $500,000 and $750,000. You know that there's a Social Security benefit, which may or may not be there for you depending on when you retire. There's lots of talk that years from now it won't be there, and that may be the case. So I'm going to show you how to calculate whether you earn Social Security or whether you don't. So whether you believe you're getting Social Security in the future, you'll know how to calculate that. And if you think you're not getting Social Security in the future, you'll also know how to calculate how much you're going to need in retirement. But also what was shocking was the amount of retirement savings that people have. In the 55 to 64-year-old age group, the average and median balances are $207,874 for the average balance and $71,168 for the median balance, the median being what half the people have more than that and half the people have less than that. And for people between the ages of 25 and 34, they have an average 401k balance of $30,000, $17,000, and a median 401k balance of $11,357. Again, half having more than $11,000, half having less than $11,000. All right, so how can you easily calculate how much money you need to retire? Well, it's actually very simple. It's very simple because financial studies have shown that whatever you invest your money at, if you withdraw 4% per year out of your retirement, it is likely to last in perpetuity. Let me say that again. If you could generate 4% income on your retirement and only take 4% income out of your retirement plan every year, it would last as long as you live. So that's the number we want to work with, is 4%. Now, since interest rates have moved substantially higher, and you can get roughly around 7% in treasury bills right now, you actually can get a 4% yield on your portfolio. That wasn't true a few years ago when interest rates were below 4%. But now they're higher and you can generate more income. So even if you had your complete portfolio in bonds, if you only took out 4%, your portfolio would still continue to grow. Hopefully you're still with me on this. So the 4% number is the number that we want to use for your retirement income. Therefore, we need to solve for what is the lump sum that you need to have in order to generate 4% income that you're going to live on? Well, if you had $1 million in your retirement plan and you were able to generate 4% income on that, that would generate $40,000 a year of income. If you need more than $40,000 a year to live, then you probably need more than $1 million in your retirement plan. But also, if you believe you're getting Social Security, and let's say you're getting $1,000 a month in Social Security, that would be $12,000 a year. That would get you to $52,000 a year income on $1 million principal in your retirement plan. And that money would last into perpetuity, assuming that Social Security still lasted. If you make $2,000 per month in Social Security, that's $24,000 a year. And added to the $40,000, that would be $64,000 annually that you would earn and be able to live on in retirement, theoretically without running out of money. If $64,000 isn't enough for you to live on, maybe you live in California like I do, and it's very expensive here, then you want to look at how much more would you need than $1 million. Well, if you needed $100,000 of income to live on, if you divide $100,000 by 4%, that would mean you would need $2.5 million in your retirement plan to generate $100,000 of income at 4%. If you didn't think you were getting anything from Social Security, then that would be your total. If, however, you think you're getting more from Social Security, let's say you thought you're going to get $2,000 a month in Social Security, then you would take $100,000 minus $24,000 equals $76,000. Take that $76,000 that you need to generate from your retirement plan before Social Security and divide by 0.04. That gives you $1.9 million you need in your retirement plan. That will get you, with $2,000 a month Social Security, to $100,000 of income a year. So let me pause and just reiterate what the formula is. Your annual income that you want in retirement minus your annual income expected from Social Security, take that number and add them together and divide by 0.04. So let's say you want $50,000 of income in retirement and you think you're getting $1,000 a month from Social Security, which is $12,000 annually. So $50,000 minus $12,000 is $38,000. Take your $38,000, divide by 0.04, and that gives you $950,000 that you need to generate that $38,000. That $38,000 at 4% plus your $12,000 from Social Security gets you to your $50,000 a year total. You can divide $80,000 by 4%. That means you need $2 million in your retirement plan to generate $80,000. And if you had $2,000 a month from Social Security, that's another $24,000 a year. You'd have $104,000 of income with $2 million in your retirement plan. So you take the amount of annual income you need, divide it by 0.04. That will give you the balance that you need in your lump sum retirement. And whatever your Social Security is, you can add that to your income to get your total income. Or if you don't think you're getting any Social Security, then you just leave it out. But that is the most simple formula that I can give you to calculate what you need for retirement. And depending on where you live in the country and how expensive it is to live, that's going to determine what your ultimate nest egg needs to be for retirement so that you can generate the amount of income you need to live comfortably. Of course, it's also going to depend on, is your house paid off? Are your cars paid off? What other expenses do you have? But in general, this is a really good rule of thumb that will get you a long way toward understanding how much you really need. And if there's something you need to do to maybe reduce your lifestyle to get your expenses lower so you can live within a lower amount for your retirement lump sum. But using that 4% rule of thumb is the magic number because generally 4% is about the number that you can sustain your income on. And the experts have shown that you don't want to spend more than 3 to 4% of your retirement nest egg annually, or you could dip into principal and run out of money. So that's why it's the magic number. So you might want to go back and listen to this again, but I gave some good examples of some different income brackets for people between $40,000 of income a year, $64,000 of income a year, $52,000 of income, $100,000 or $104,000 of income per year. If you need more or less than that, you can use my formula to adjust. And that way, you'll know exactly what the retirement goal is that you need to hit so you can hang it up and tell your boss, hasta la vista. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.